signage
A
should be
building
contained
or
within
premise shall
your sign
be
ordinance and
used
building
for-
code. Do we have one?
We
The sign
don't,
ordinance?
we don't. We don't have no banners, no, it's considered a structure under the building codes. I know, but we don't have anything specified like,
Our signs on.
well, we do have height restrictions and it's under special use. It's crazy, like like your radio towers, your cell towers, things like that. 3-story buildings.
Okay, you make a note of the question.
Yes.
On number 14,
To,
I'm trying to put this nicely without sounding like council. I thought it was his job to review it, not ours. So I'd
We
like
like
suggestions.
suggestions.
I'd like suggestions on 14 on what.
what?
I understand that it's confusing, but
Oh,
if we're paying them, I would like you to make a suggestion.
Sure, sure.
Right now, it allows it because we're pyramid, so.
Right, that goes back to that, yeah.
Can we go to number 12 on the signs?
Yeah.
When he says don't include signs as a permitted use, are you saying we should, Viviana? Or all regulation of signage should be contained within your sign ordinance and building code? It is contained to the building code.
We don't really have a sign.
We don't have a sign ordinance.
When you say don't, because you, once you say you can include signs, just say, you will have a definition of signs, so you can do it. And I agree, he says regulation should be contained within your sign ordinance or your building code. You should have a specific sign ordinance that talks about the sign, the display, and how much you have in the walls and those kind of things. No.
I mean, the city needs a sign ordinance, I don't know if it's his job to do that.
Well, we
Might be yours.
don't permit signs. Do we permit signs? If we have an ordinance with it?
No, does anybody come to you now for a sign permit?
Like billboards, because it has to be engineered and it's a structure. They need to get permission from TxDOT and us. But what we don't have is like,
In front of your business?
yeah,
You're limited to this criteria.
Right.
To put signage up.
right.
Which isn't a billboard.
Yeah, see, because that's more like a billboard kind of thing, what the city's talking about. It's talking about signage for your property and what you can put on your facade, how big, what it has to be, you know.
Livonia has a sign.
And then LED,
Ordinance.
those new LED type signs.
Mhm.
Do we want our city to look like Vegas? Because,
Well, if we could look at, he likes it, if we could look at getting a copy of Lavernia's sign, I mean,
Yeah, that's,
Good copy.
but then we can, as we make these amendments and changes to the zoning, we can add the chapter of that. And then for zoning, it would probably only come before you when we talk about a variance for the height of the sign, or the
oh,
size of the
yes,
sign.
yeah, that's true.
That's true. It would come before.
that doesn't
makes
need to
sense.
change this document,
No, sir.
but it needs to be
It
addressed.
is a good recommendation that he's saying that we need to
Right, yes.
have, I have to agree with him that we need to have a sign.
I like 6.
Maybe that's the door, for example, if you're gonna put on the outside or whatever on the face of your building, with a sign permit. So you can get up and screw permit or you gotta
Me, if I was a consumer, wanting to put a sign on my building, I would think that's just money generating.
The company that I knows mine with is on like 35,000 acres. And the west side of it drops down, I think 28 feet from the right side. So we could try to put up a big sign. The maximum height you can go in San Antonio is 42 feet.
The structures.
Above the ground. So we need a variance because the road drops down so much. We need a variance of like 24 or 26 feet. Otherwise, it can't be seen by anyone. We have so far gone in front of two committees at $648 per entry, been turned down twice. And then we're trying to put in a $62,000 sign, and we can't get to. I'm going to next one.
You get it.
So you
But
like
it just shows the frustration when you do have strict ordinances without the common sense to vary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is 18? Recommend the removing authority of zoning administrator.
No.
City manager.
No.
To permit modifications to front yard requirements. This is a function of the Board of Adjustment.
Which we need,
We don't have a Board of Adjustment.
which we should have.
Right. Variance is necessary. Instead, to allow flexibility, state something to the effect to the average setback of structures on the same side of the street on the same block. This gives a empirical standard to avoid potential problem. Wow, say that to about 5 voters. I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So is he saying that we should develop a board of adjustment?
Well, we're supposed to.
Board of
adjustment.
appeals? Adjustment and appeals?
Board of projection.
I've seen.
Well, what he's saying is that we have right now one person, which is the city manager, who can give that permission, and that's probably not right. It needs to be in front of a board or committee.
But, okay, because I get this. I have people who just want to put a carport and they're only missing 2 feet.
But that decision should not be made by one person. I don't think it should. That's open to abuse. That's why you have a board like this. Otherwise.
I think that you go, I mean, you all meet on a regular basis, right? I mean-
If we can be the Board of Adjustment as well, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm saying that this board meets on a regular basis, not as on the basis you meet on a monthly basis, and so. Or as needed, and so somebody can come before you. I agree, I don't think it should be up to one person to be able to do that. Because you could say, oh, she did it because of her cousin, or she did it because of political pressure, or whatever. If it goes before the board, if it passes, it passes, if it doesn't, it doesn't. And so maybe to take into consideration his thing is to say that we remove the authority of the zoning administrator and say that
Permit modification.
that it goes to the zoning board rather than the board of adjustment, because we can't, we don't need a board.
That's a good idea. Yeah, let's see if we can get this in front of P and Z instead of creating another board.
And then if we get back up to 17,
Mhm.
it says the parking requirements needed updating from one market standard attached is their recommended set of criteria. Is it,
That's next on the agenda.
oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
And that's.
That's a whole
that's
list.
the
It's a whole
old
list stack.
address,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the one you're saving, that's for last.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I think Chris would be proud of us, all the work we're doing now.
Yes.
Define and include wireless transmission facilities as a use that should receive special use permit. I agree.
Yes, because we don't have, well, I mean, this book is 95, we didn't have wireless
cell phone.
transmission.
Right. Okay, that's good. I like 20 as well. So require shopping centres or related commercial developments on a site of 3 acres or more in any district to go through special use permitting. That's good.
Would
That
that
makes
come
a
back
lot
to
of
P and
sense.
Z?
Mhm, special use, yes.
I'm loving that.
Well, the planning and zoning should do what it's supposed to do, plan and zone. And particularly when you've got a group of people like this, if we can keep them together for a few years, anybody that comes that wants to do something, we know all about this, and we know all about this, and it should be fairly straightforward to get a yes or no out of this.
Yeah, but you have the history, but you also have the future of what we plan on doing.
Right.
And you can make sure that it applies to going towards our ultimate goal. As Philip was very particular about when we talked about what we're gonna annex in, that's our ultimate goal, is to reach that way in north. So if somebody's saying, we've got a big thing on south, yeah, but our focus right now is on north.
Right.
Well, that's, and I'm sure you were saying, the people in Houston you were talking to, I bet they saw the growth.
Well, everything when they had on their maps was drawn north
Right.
and east,
Yeah,
and they had,
They don't want Louisiana.
they already,
right.
I mean, they do want Louisiana.
right back.
Similar requirement of multifamily on a 2.5 is narrow and potentially exclusionary, creating a true multifamily district.
Yeah,
I was just concerned that, yeah, we
that's
addressed that.
covered by.
Yeah, okay. Although the intent is
very
appropriate
true.
related to tourist or trailer camps. Okay, 23 makes sense, and that's kind of
It does.
everything that we've been talking about for the last 2 years.
23?
Well, 22? You talking about
22.
22?
Oh, sorry, 22, sorry.
Yeah.
Because we actually don't have anything here about tourist or trailer parks.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got one question, I don't know if Henrietta can answer this. Once we approve this, city council approve it, who rewrites that?
The attorney.
Mhm.
And how much is that gonna cost?
No, oh, 22,000.
No. Our P and Z costs us so way down this year.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you, maybe I'm pretty
You're
sure.
welcome.
We're gonna take the recommendations of the board and,
Okay, my question is, would it be cheaper to get Stewart Planning to do it,
And then.
and then have the attorney review it, instead of having the attorney write it?
it would be cheaper for him to amend it like he did with the other ordinance.
Okay.
To amend it, to put the language in there and then have the attorney to read it for the whereas and the therefores.
Okay. Then that,
You want me
I'll talk to Chris,
Okay.
call him and ask him, give me a ballpark.
Okay.
And I think in reference to time, because it's been my sense that you won't want this to not sit around here for another 6 to 8 months. You want to
No,
get it
I
done,
want it done.
move forward and approved and get this off your plate.
Yeah,
We gotta get it done before, that particular, before the mandate.
yeah, our mandate runs out when?
April.
April. It has to be done before April.
What is the
We-
matter?
The moratorium?
The moratorium where we stop
Oh.
any special use permits for 18 months.
Because
Why
of
you-
the-
That ends
Why you do this?
when we do this.
Right.
So that's how long it's been going on. Wow.
Since last October.
Okay, so then definitely, if we want to make our time frame and get.
Well, I think we can do it, if we can get everything provisionally approved today, get Chris Stewart to do any explanations and corrections, get it back to us for one final meeting, public inquiry, public hearing, and then in front of city council. We should get out in front of city council in mid-January. And then, providing they don't ask too many questions,
We're getting a new council, so somewhat of a new.
we need one meeting number, right?
No,
Just one.
Johnny Nieto and who was
The
that?
other one. No, that was Eric.
Oh, just one.
Eric,
Yeah, just one.
Diego and Guerrero.
That's right.
So the 22, 24, 25 address well, 24 actually,
Mhm.
address the issues we've been having with mobile homes and RVs.
I like 22 and 24.
Oh, yes, because we definitely need a good definition on modular buildings.
Mm.
Right.
I want to add
To
another,
those classrooms.
I want to add a definition on those cabins. I think we should ask him about that too.
The man cave thing.
Those Eagle Beach
Man
cabins. We need a good definition on that. I'm gonna add, is that okay if I add that on there? Because,
They're portable.
We need probably a definition, whether it comes from Chris Stewart or whether it comes from our lawyer. Those, let's take the ones up on 181, the cabins.
Well, the ones right
They
downtown.
are specifically designed, they're on skids. So you could put a forklift under them, you could move them.
yeah,
That's almost a mobile home. But we need a legal definition of how do you define, where do they come, where do they fall?
Well, the Yansky's,
does it fall as a special use?
Lone Star, downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah, those.
they're on skids.
Right,
Yeah.
they're all portable buildings.
But is that a permanent structure, so you're on a different tax rate?
Ooh, main entry door must front the street.
I like that.
Wow. But is that feasible with single wides?
Sure. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
because they're long, they're lots, they're not facing the,
Then they can't put one on the small lot, because I know we gave that variance on that one.
so how do we, ooh,
Put a note on 23,
okay.
why must the main entry door front the street? There's got to be a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if the street is, if you're speaking of a private drive or a private street as well as, you know, city street. or
If
county
they
street.
set a single wide on a normal, what our normal size lot is, they can do it. But when they start asking for variances, they can't. They
A
don't know.
modular building definition
Yeah.
is something we can look up. They have modular homes now, which are, they're not mobile homes. They're,
The Jim Walter homes are modulars.
Mhm.
some of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them are mobile, and some are modular. The reason I know about these is because chairman of the ACC for the estates of Eagle Creek, and I had a guy last year that wanted to build a modular home.
Mhm.
And our CCNRs actually don't cover modular homes, but I turned it down.
Philip, so he's saying here to create a district.
Mhm.
Okay, we can do that, but where would the district be?
How do the big cities do it? I mean, we have grandfathered in all these mobile home communities.
Well, eventually they're gonna go away.
They're gonna-
So is he saying that you can't put a manufactured home in a residential area now? Is that what we're saying?
That's what I'm
Is that what you're
reading
doing?
this, but it needs clarification.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that on there, needs clarification, because, wow, that's gonna change a lot of stuff, if that's the case.
For the better.
What?
You know, when you look at how subdivisions outside the city are run, and I'm gonna use the estates of Eagle Creek as an example, it does not allow mobile homes whatsoever.
Period.
There are 3 in there that are grandfathered
Yeah,
in.
I was gonna say there's some in there.
There are 3 in there that were built before the homeowners association came into being. But even that's covered in the CCNRs that once those, you can't replace them, you have to build something. And there should be no different in the town, within the city of Floresville, that if you've got an empty lot next to 2 nice houses, you don't want a mobile home stuck in there.
Yeah, and.
All you gotta do is look at Houston, that has no zoning. And you have these wonderful houses and a trailer, and a restaurant, and a hospital, and a trailer. But it's just,
Yeah, it's great.
it kind of works for them, but there's no zoning there at all.
Yeah, and you can't, nobody can cry foul because we have a mixture, our housing stock is a mix. So it wasn't like, we say, oh, no, we don't want any more homes. We have that mix, and we have other options for people to do. It's just that we don't want it to be that we want more of a structure or to do that.
I think it goes back to that 24 where we want a better definition of modular.
Yeah.
Because we might not want to put a mobile home on there, but we might want to put a modular home on there.
And there's just turning into that. Do you want to add in, or also I think it would dress it up a lot if they were required to put something, a little porch with an awning opposed to this, the two little steps it walks in? So it'll make it look more like a home than a trailer house sticking up there.
Must have tongue trailer assembly removed,
Mhm.
28 across my street.
That's what we skirted.
Yeah.
Tied down.
We already have that.
Mhm, we did.
Yeah, no, I was just looking to see if the I don't know.
So, like a specific district would be like
Yeah,
just before the old Walmart, that little mobile home park where they're rented spaces.
When Chris comes down to the next meeting, we can ask him that question.
Yeah.
Say,
well, look at, remember San Antonio, when you go up 37, you got, what's the name of that mobile home?
Indian Hills.
Indian Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you go down 410 south, like going to Railson and out that way, there's another big one there, right off 410. It's it's deep in there, I mean, you can still see that the entrance is there. So they're there. But, I don't know.
A lot of those do have an awning and they have like a little porch or whatever you walk up on it. It gives it a little better look than just trailer house sitting out in the middle of a lot.
It's certainly something we can ask him.
But in specific use, but you can also give those conditions to the developer saying, okay, if you're gonna have this manufactured home park, you need to have, a covered awning, you need to have, a porch, not just the steps. There's a lot of stuff to make it more, not just a trailer park.
Yeah,
Can't overhaul your car in your backyard.
and no cars up on,
Yeah.
Lots.
Guys, go
only
ahead.
one car up on blocks, not two.
Okay, coming to the last one, 25, zoning board of adjustment
Mhm.
is a quasi-judicial body that should act independently of council, which sets a policy. If you ask him if, does that have to be a separate board to the P&Z? Because we act independently, the council sets policy, we make a recommendation, but do we have to have a separate zoning board of adjustment?
I think it does, but I'll ask.
I think he does as well.
And this part of the stuff on 24, y'all may have already covered it, but I know it would save Cindy a lot of heartburn, is you have people that go over and they lease a little HUD trailer, and they go put it out to a job site, and they say, this is my job site trailer. Whereas actually, you can go lease or buy a commercial job site trailer that are used by commercial contractors all over the world every day, but they have a seal on them, and they're
They're an office.
they're an
portable
office,
building.
but they're wired, they're fixed, they're done to be used as a modular office on a temporary basis while they're doing something. Remember, they're a real office, they're not a remodified FEMA house. And I know she runs across it every time somebody pulls one up, you go right to the
We
floor.
would have to set a criteria for,
It is, one's,
buildings like
Yeah.
office.
exactly.
Do we have
Field
a,
office.
do we have a, yes, you can put a building site office in for 6 months? That's what we have.
Well, they have buildings and offices that last forever and ever, but I mean, it's a real office. It's not a revamped FEMA trailer.
But if it's a real office, that property has to be zoned for.
Exactly, or that type of business.
Right.
Exactly.
But you're talking more about the temporary offices, aren't you?
I'm just saying, like, when somebody comes up and, like, let's say that this, somebody wants to come open up a plumbing store next week, and they're just gonna have a surface lease, well, they wanna go to her, and they wanna take her the dimensions and drawings of a manufactured house, whether it be a FEMA trailer or whatever, and that's my office.
Well, Randolph Brooks, for instance, was nothing but
But it was,
double wide office.
but it was, if you look at it, it has a seal on it
Right.
and a number.
Right.
That it would, the term, distincts that it is a modular office.
Yeah.
Because you get that every day.
As long as it just meets code and it's zoned for that.
But if it had some teeth in it, it would save you a lot of heartburn. You know,
It's only not lost.
is it right or is it wrong?
I'm not gonna propose that we make any proposal on this. Any questions that we need answers to
On the,
The zoning ordinance.
zoning ordinance. I don't know when you can get this thing, email on to Chris.
Yeah, that'd be Friday, because I'll be gone. I'll be leaving probably after this. And then I'll be gone tomorrow for my class. So it'll be Friday.
Let's move on to the off-street parking and loading. I have read this twice. It's tough.
Well,
Without comparing it to any existing off-street parking loading requirements of other cities, I don't know if one additional unit of 1,000 square feet GFA outdoor facility, I have to be guided by the experts, I'm not an expert.
well, like Teddy was saying earlier, right off the bat, 2 garage enclosed parking spaces for
a single family.
a
dwelling.
single family dwelling.
Hmm?
So if anybody wants to build a new house now,
Right?
they've gotta have 2-car garage.
No problem with that.
What if I don't want a 2-car garage? You gonna make me put a 2-car garage?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I don't want a 2-car garage.
Go somewhere else.
That's why we need that CVOA. We're gonna need that because we're gonna, as the permit facilitator
You're
here,
facing
I'm gonna face this. There's a lot of variances.
There is. I would hasten to
These
say,
houses down the street, which is built, I guess, in my grill.
Yeah, they don't have them. All those are brand new homes.
Right?
very much
Yeah.
right. Yeah, he would not have been able to build those.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because we want to
And that's not
discourage,
necessarily bad.
we want to discourage carports, because what always happens in the world with carports is that people enclose them to become secondary rooms
I
or
have
extension.
garages.
Yeah.
What happens to garages, but garages are more of a structure that you can easier convert a garage because it has more of a foundation. It has, usually it'll have the foundation that carries over from the garage. And then you can insulate it. But what happens with the carport is it's usually on a slab. And people usually, it looks like it's really not. Sometimes those things come, so it's kind of, but it does increase the price of the house.
Well, it's good on both ways. It increases the value, yes.
But 95% of houses that you drive by have more than one car. Most of them are in the front car. They have 2-car garage, at least they're not taking one of them.
And then a lot of people use their garage for storage and just throw junk in.
Now, quit talking about me like that.
I just know, this is what I'm gonna be facing in my desk.
Well, it didn't say you had to park your cars in, it just said you had to have it.
You have to have, I mean, you have to park your cars.
But he was saying, maybe they'll park one, you know, they got 2-car garages, they'll just fill it out, both cars are gonna be on the
Yeah,
other
it's
side.
Do you have a garage?
Nope, well, I'm in a ranch.
Well,
Up until,
airplane.
Up until a year ago, I had a 2.5-car garage, and I could get just 1 car in there because of my wife's junk. And then we moved the junk out.
Thought it was your driving coming in.
I put a 9-foot pool table in there, so now we can't get any cars in.
There you go. Well, I'm just saying, this is what, I could just
But-
see it in my head right now.
Yes.
So we're just talking about new construction, and so as we look at
Yeah.
that lake project that's coming up, and if this TIF project over here by River Bend takes off, we want them to continue building those big houses with 2-car garages.
How serious is that north?
They're serious, they've been in contact.
Tommy
with
Saunders
us.
here when I walked in, I met with him up front.
Cause hasn't that been going on for a few years?
They're gonna finish it. He's committed to come
And
up,
we
he's
don't, we don't.
moved that little radar back up there.
I don't think we even had it.
But as the city expands, remember, this is part of the growth plan.
Yeah, so
You're
anybody,
gonna have townhouses in a few years.
yes, and anybody who's already here, they're fine.
Yeah, they're grandfathered.
But,
Yeah.
so we're talking about going forward. I haven't read this as much as, our chairperson has, but where does it talk about, commercial parking is definitely what I'm just trying to find.
Now you've got to deal like that with, like, for example, down by Joe Estrada's old scale,
Well,
Lubianski's, somebody leases a house, and you've got 5 18-wheelers parked in the street.
There
When
you go, that's a good one.
It's a commercial property, because I'm hearing all the time, but the Catholic Church, somebody's parking something over there. We don't, I think at the city council, when it was brought up, Councilman Guerrero had brought up an issue about people parking in the ruts in the street. Our attorney wants us to be sensitive to the fact that people drive trucks and they have to take them home. You know, be sensitive to that fact that this is a trucking community, and so somebody may actually be hauling stuff, and that's his house, and he may need to park by his house.
I disagree, I don't think that's trucking community.
Well, I mean, so trucks, a lot, I mean, when I say trucking community, a lot of people here
Or-
drive trucks for a living,
Yeah,
or it's part of their jobs. They have
that's
to.
true.
So we have a lot of commercial trucks that are parked here overnight.
We do, and I think the city should consider using some of that floodplain area to put a truck parking.
So we need to have alternatives for people. We just can't say, you've been living here 25 years and you drive a truck, but now you can't bring your truck home. We need to have some, be sensitive to that fact and come up with, a commercial truck parking friendly ordinance. And this is why I'm just trying to find the commercial.
Kind of like over there in Northwest, where the Sendejos, they have a trucking, they got a beautiful house and everything, then they got all the trucks there.
But they're in the county, they're not in the city. It's in the house. It's not in the city.
You stop on the cul-de-sac?
Mhm.
Okay.
So, but that's a really good example of, you know, of what we have to be sensitive to that fact. But we want, on one hand, we want to be sensitive to that owner who owns a company that has trucks. We also want to be sensitive to the fact that the church doesn't want them to park there because he has to put a park in, and it's messing up the playground by the kids and of course, all those wonderful ruts in the street as well. So I was just looking for the commercial parking.
4 spaces.
Did I miss it?
So automatically, you got 18 holes,
Right?
right, it's 18 hole golf course?
Yeah. Well,
So-
19 if you count the bar.
Oh,
19.
So-
72 parking.
I mean, I'm sure
spaces.
Riverbend, yeah,
Riverbend
they
complies,
comply.
yeah.
But how, that's weird how they just say 4 spaces per hole. Well, what is a? It's interesting.
That's all.
So, okay,
But this is off-street parking, so they could park their truck on the street.
off-street parking.
That's driveway parking.
Okay,
This isn't, and I had a hard time.
the parking of tractor trailers, semi-trucks, semi-trailers or other large vehicles having a gross vehicle weight of 17,000 pounds or more shall not be permitted in any residential
Oh, where
district
do you read that?
or in the, I don't remember the pages, but it's close to the back.
Oh, okay,
At the top, at the top of the
Shall not be
website.
permitted in any residential district
okay, okay.
in the C1, C2, C3, or C4 zoning districts. This prohibition shall not apply to pickup trucks or personal recreational
This is
equipment.
good, we need that, because we don't have that.
Like construction equipment shall not be,
So shall not be permitted in any residential district or in the C1, C2, C3, C4 zoning districts. This shall not apply to pickup trucks or personal recreational equipment, construction
excuse me, I'm
equipment,
going to take this.
shall not be stored on lots.
I'm
of
in meeting,
residential-
Mario, what's the problem?
Now, if we take this right here,
Mhm.
No, it's not.
apply it to your, what we started this conversation with, in reference to those trucks parking
That's in
behind
Sunnyside.
Mhm.
residential.
Okay,
That-
But he'll be grandfathered.
Right.
Maybe, no, that is residential use, they have to use it for residential use.
You're talking the one over here in Sunnyside,
Yeah.
the oil company that bought that home?
Mhm.
That's the one that I was having trouble with.
Because now it's a main campus, so the one.
And then if you go past that page, you've got the actual
So
So
single
it's really like a bed
residential.
and breakfast, it's really not a single family residential home, you think?
They rent out, you
It's a
went
board-
in
that's
there,
a
she
boarding
went in
house.
there.
You want to that house? I don't know, they're two little duplexes.
No, it's one
No,
house.
it's one house, single family.
Used to be the Paris, so house used to.
The house is yeah, it's a one house, but you got two doors in the front of it, we're talking about the same house. The
No,
one
it
that
has
I.
one front door.
There's one
Oh,
front door.
then that's not the
It's
one
the
I'm talking
second
about.
house on the left when you turn on Sunnyside.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not the one that I failed like 3 times because of the aluminum.
Yeah, that's the house.
There's two
There's
doors.
another thing.
No, I mean, it's double, residential houses have 2 doors.
But the way they have it, one, it's like a duplex.
It's,
There's stuff,
It's all open.
it's, from what I understand, it's just
Well, you
residential.
went in there, didn't you?
Okay,
There's one here, required off-street parking areas shall be used solely for the parking of licensed motor vehicles in operating condition.
Mhm.
Required spaces may not be used for storage of trash dumpsters, the display of goods for sale or lease, or motor vehicle repair or service work, or any kind, storage of vehicles, boats, motorhomes, campers, mobile homes, or building materials.
what do you?
Excuse- yeah, Go back to page, it's G.
Let me put a check mark for this one. Now, that's good, because we don't have anything clearly defined,
Right.
so that's good, that's excellent.
I have read this twice, I've gone through it, and I didn't see anything in there. You know, and I know you said about we don't want a three-car garage, we're tough. Go-
Well,
go
like
move the
Henrietta
boat.
says, like, it's for new construction, like, or
Right.
new subdivisions that are coming up, and,
Everything,
yeah, that makes sense.
everybody's at least a 2 or 3 car family nowadays. You know, and being able to get some of those vehicles off the driveway, off the road, and into a garage, I think is important.
Okay, we have to go back to Jen, that parking in large vehicles and equipment.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have no issue with it not being allowed, permitted in residential, but
But the C1, C2, yeah.
the,
Yeah,
but it
that-
says, or in
that's
C1, C2, C3, or C4. Now, I know Walmart doesn't allow overnight parking
Yeah,
on their
that's
facility.
HEB.
They don't allow overnight parking, but
They used to.
they're gonna be parked there for some time, and our hotels, wouldn't they fall, I mean, the Super 8, don't they fall in the commercial?
Yes.
If I'm driving a big truck, I gotta park someplace I
Yeah.
can sleep.
In other words, we're not allowing them to park anywhere.
Anywhere. That's what I'm saying, we have to have, park in the commercial areas,
I agree.
But it's up to the owner themselves if they allow it, would that be okay, or?
I'm just saying,
No, not if you've got a zoning
No,
ordinance.
she's saying to make it to where it's allowable.
Yeah.
The owner, okay.
Yeah, to see how it's,
Yeah, that's dangerous.
yeah, that's dangerous, because you're gonna have somebody up there, Johnny on the spot, I got 4 acres, and so I'm gonna allow people to park, and
Right.
you give me some money and I'll let you park.
Yeah.
But how this is reading is saying that you can't park any place, you can't park in residential,
or,
or you can't park in
Commercial.
C1, C2, C3, C4 zoning districts.
But you take Super 8, it does not have a facility to park 18 wheelers there.
Okay.
Aren't they parking in the back?
They have, I mean,
Yeah.
they have
Super
3.27
eight.
acres.
Yeah,
They've
they
got,
park in the back.
they got plenty of room and they have back access, they just gotta do it.
Okay, but isn't that like, that's not been paved or anything, right? Isn't it just a?
I think it's just some base back in the back, they haven't, but they do have the dirt and they do have the access to walk the back street or the front.
Mhm.
So it's just not being, they've gotta be made to do it.
This says construction equipment, for instance, shall not be stored on lots in residential or commercial districts except during periods of permitted construction, of its construction company in a
oh,
commercial district. You know, I can understand that, but the exception is if it is harmonious with their business.
Well, I've seen some trailers back there with some backhoes on top of them.
We may have.
No, but if it's a construction company.
No,
We're gonna have to-
I'm talking
to
about,
ask him
well,
to
yeah,
find
but
it.
I'm talking
We have
about
to
the
think that
Super 8
Oh,
Well,
hotel.
I'm thinking about that guy up there,
That should be
Mr.
allowed.
Beaufort, whoever, you know, I'm thinking about his property. Woo.
Who?
Yeah.
Both.
Both,
Oh,
Both, yeah,
On
thanks
Tennessee.
grandfather.
yeah.
Some of that equipment's been there since granddaddy.
So I'm gonna.
And before.
Yes.
Yeah, we got him on the list.
God signed the title transfer.
So we have to make sure that we're not
If
stepping.
you want to arrange a conference call with him, Cindy, that'd be fun when you get back.
'Cause this is
To
very
talk about
restrictive.
this. Well, yeah, but it's supposed to be.
We need it to be, we need
it,
to have some
but you
control,
can't.
but I need to.
It's too restrictive, I think,
I agree.
because of the commercial zoning.
Henrietta's talking about the new Walmart, that the new Walmart doesn't allow overnight parking, truck parking.
Truck parking, yeah.
And neither does HEB.
Or they're parking at the
And then-
chamber.
And then, don't forget, you're talking about vehicles that are gross weight of 17,000 pounds or more, so we are talking about 18-wheelers.
Like in the old Walmart, they park there.
They're dragging them out though. They're starting to pull them off.
Yeah, because there's mobility in that project going on right now.
They're probably gonna put stuff in the front, more retail.
Yeah. And I understand we talking about we're talking about overnight parking, we're not talking about,
Right.
he's stopping, but I'm saying we wanna make sure that we don't, have a guy who has a commercial
Specifically,
truck.
talked to Chris about this,
Okay.
in view of Super 8, who
Okay.
have,
For an example, Super 8.
yeah,
See, La Quinta was gonna buy that house on Sunnyside and allow parking back there and access, what they're calling,
That's the road, yeah.
the Sunnyside Road.
If you think about it, the only one of all the motels, of the new ones, the only one that has space to park trucks is Super 8. I have available land to park trucks.
Best Western? They don't,
There's no dirt.
Use that piece of-
They use the dirt between where they used to park their trucks to build the
good
executive.
bus stop.
I know, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't
So
it be
the only place,
perfect?
the only one that could even
Actually, it's perfect.
provide a facility to start posting would be
And you
Super
could put
8.
a convenience store for them, showers, the whole deal. Okay.
Truck
Just
stop.
thinking out-
You're gonna get a truck stop.
but getting them
You're gonna
to
get
and from there,
Mhm.
some
we don't
kind
allow
of
anything.
Loves or some kind of truck stop on 181 somewhere close to Floresville.
Yeah, we're
Because
hoping for a
those silly-
Buc-ee's, we're hoping for a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Just-
good luck.
I don't think you have the traffic for it.
No.
But even if we got a Love's or something like that,
Isn't Love part of Pilot, or Pilot part of Love?
right, it's, there's so many trucks coming up now, they need places to stop and shower and, and they run out of hours. And my son's a long distance truck driver, and he'll call me and I say, what you doing? He goes, I'm out of hours, I can't drive anymore for another 12 hours.
We gotta stop.
So he's gotta stop somewhere.
Yeah, I think that needs to be addressed.
So do you want me to, then, I got, where we highlighted what we're gonna talk about, but come Friday,
I am happy to get a proposal on approving the parking and loading requirements, subject to item J being satisfactorily amended. And these parking things are they might seem tough to us. You go to New Braunfels, you go to any places like that, and that is exactly what they've got.
Bernie,
This is what Pleasanton has now as well. You wouldn't think so, but it does.
So what are we gonna do about the issues that we have on Sunnyside Road like that? Is this, are they grandfathered, they can stay, or they're gonna have to go, or
They gotta go.
is this?
Isn't that grandfather?
What are we talking about?
I'm sorry?
It's residential, they're not
It's
using it,
residential.
they're not using it for what it's on.
So it's irrelevant. Okay. That's why.
They cannot use it, they cannot use, that property is a commercial parking property in a residential. They're not using it for what it's on.
Okay.
They wanna put another house back there, or they wanna, they cannot.
you can't even put a house back.
We might have one.
You can
For
only
flood?
have one house per lot.
The back end of it's in the flood.
Well, it's
I think so. I don't
3
know.
acres, 4 acres.
I used to, there was J. Henry Berry's over, used to know the superintendent, but the very back of it, where the same creek
Right
comes
there,
through.
when you get back there. Then in both,
Yeah, you keep going north.
You better hire some protection for me, because
Well, they- well, then-
I'm working on the marshes, but I mean, that's fine.
no, it's okay.
I've never, I've
I
never
think
seen,
they
I've
just finished that
never
part.
seen a vehicle
They
just
what?
disintegrate.
You just finished that.
They're grading it.
No, it's just dirt.
It's just dirt.
Well, I've seen trucks already parked in
Well, they've been there for a while.
And if that's gonna be our focus for our commercial corridor.
If it ever rains a whole lot, I'm gonna rent a record and park out front.
Yes.
Where they,
That's already in our
and they go
jurisdiction.
in around the trees.
Yeah.
and back.
Yeah.
And they're fixing, this morning when I came by, they had a big culvert.
One of the things when I talk to people about
Mhm.
code enforcement,
And
and
I don't
talk
know where,
about
they're probably
appearances,
gonna put it where the
it,
trucks.
it doesn't just affect you. He can choose to keep his up.
I talked to a guy last week,
but
they
it affects the
moved
value,
it up here
it
because
affects
that,
people
in
all-
Agrees when all that water came through.
And then it
We
ultimately
got 2
affects us
foot of
because
water in their
they're getting less
trailers.
value for their
Really?
product.
These guys have an RV parks in Greasy Springs.
Oh.
It has no
For the
purpose.
place,
It
you
has
have 2
no
foot of water. in
It'd be
their
different if it did.
It had
Right, I mean,
pictures of them.
sometimes
Like, so that
sometimes
much of the
a
roof
thing that
sticking
we
out.
have to
Oh, my.
have, just because I just happen to have a business,
Never rains.
like farming and porta potties, and then you can say, that's what I do.
Okay, I'd like to make a proposal on this one.
Thank you.
I would propose that we accept the off-street parking loading requirements, subject to item J being revised. Yeah, subject to item J being revised.
Okay.
All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Let me give you this,
Okay.
because it applies to what we're talking about. Those highlighted areas,
Oh, okay.
you know, when we talk about construction equipment, define construction equipment. Those are the things that he needs to answer from that particular.
And then I'll get, when I get that big old email sent to him, I'll.
The final thing on the agenda was to set the date for the public hearing.
Gotta be more than 15 days. You got to get it till Friday.
So if he gets it to Friday, he needs to still look at it, so that's next week. Where are we at, November? Okay, so I get him the info on Friday the 15th. Say that we'll get them all next week to look at it. Then he gives it back to me, say he gives it back to me on the 25th,
Yeah, thanks.
and I need a 10-day notice, so that's 1, 2,
You're around today.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The 10th of December.
So you can have it on the 12th.
Yeah.
It'll be around.
Well, that's just, what do you call it? Guesstimate.
Yeah.
Today, that's turn
It
5.
depends on how quickly Chris, I'll leave that stuff back to.
Let's set it for the
Do what?
11th, which is a week after our normal meeting.
We got.
So the public hearing, with the council,
Next.
have you know for us?
Then that's
Just for
fine.
the public hearing.
Okay.
The council will have to be after we can't put it in front of the council before the public
You
hearing.
get-
Oh, I
you
got
see
you.
it better on
December.
TV.
Whatever, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
hopefully,
We're gonna do the public hearing on December the 11th, which is the week after our December meeting, which will allow us to tie in the youth center and get it ready for presentation. We should have a plan for the rest of it.
December the who?
December the 11th. So we'll have a meeting on the 4th, public hearing on the 11th.
Yes.
At the end of that public hearing, they'll kick everything in front of city council.
And that's when we want Chris.
I want Chris here for the public hearing, just in case, and then he can probably get it done to the council. But you've got a lot to write him, so I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you, ma'am.
If it was me, I'd have to write it down because I forget. I'm old. Okay, I get a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Second it.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you for coming with this.
Uh,